everyone, it's Jack and Ross from Cultaholic.com, and there's just loads of news, Ross.
Bumper day.
Yeah, bumper day.
Hump day.
Hump day. Oh,
News
what?
Hump day.
Hump day is Wednesday.
I don't know what I'm talking about, Jack. I'm very tired. It's Good Friday tomorrow. Looking forward to a day off.
Yes, big 4-day weekend. Can't wait. Bit of Easter eggs as well. I'm just filling time. Let's take a look at all of the headlines. First of all, several new matches have been rumoured for the upcoming Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Secondly, we take a look at the rumoured original name for the Viking Experience. And thirdly, All Elite Wrestling have announced the first 2 matches for their upcoming Fight for the Fallen event. So first of all, let's go to the Wrestling Observer, where Dave Meltzer has reported on several, well, not confirmed, but Money in the Bank matches that he thinks are in the works. So I'll just read them out. We obviously have 2 Money in the Bank matches. He thinks there's only going to be 2 this year. 1 for the men, 1 for the women, with wrestlers from both brands involved in each match. But the only feuds he says that he can see built into matches are Joe versus Strowman, which I think we saw on SmackDown, but not Raw because Joe was ill. Yes. And Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans, which has also been built up on both shows. Seth Rollins looks to be facing Drew McIntyre after McIntyre beat him on television, he said. Now that's not one that I saw coming, actually.
Well, apparently they're doing the house show loop at the minute, him and McIntyre in singles matches. So I think it was last week David seen that and gone, oh, they must be going to do that on TV in the future. So that's where he's got that from, I guess.
Oh, I just thought one of his sources had told him that was the plan.
I don't know. Maybe they have.
Maybe. I think that could be a really good match if they got given time and stuff. But I don't know if it's who I saw being the first. I just don't think they've built up Drew enough as a singles
competitor. Well, now he's lost all his steam, hasn't he? It was going so well until the Ziggler thing came to an end, and we had. Yeah. He just sort of got a fetish for a 3-man stable. Yeah. He had the silly one with Corbin. The first. No, that wasn't the first one.
Strowman.
Strowman, the first.
The Dogs
one.
of War.
The Dogs of War. And now we've got 3-man Bland. Yeah. Ruling the roost on Raw.
Yeah. It's a shame because he deserves to be a single star. And it's not like he can't talk either.
No, he's got everything.
He's very good promo.
Dreamy as well.
Oh God, yeah, what a hunk. Next up, Meltzer's also reporting on the original name for everyone's favourite tag team and the best in the world, the Viking Experience.
I refuse to accept one of these is true.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, the only one's true.
It's the only, it's the
I
only
refuse to accept this is true.
So obviously, let's just give a brief history of they're currently Eva and Eric, the Viking Experience. On the Indies, they were War Machine. Then there were the War Raiders in NXT, and everyone went, oh, that's a bit of a funny name. Little did we know what was coming next.
Yeah, it's obvious why they did it, because they have 2 massive men going war, making the crowd chant, and sponsors will probably crap themselves. Yeah. Make them stop doing the chant, surely.
Or just,
Ember Moon got called the War Goddess by Tom Phillips during her entrance this week.
Really?
Yeah, so war's not the problem.
War's not
the issue.
Breaking news. But now they are, of course, the Viking Experience on the main roster. But, according to Meltzer, well, he says this was a Vince McMahon call, which I think we kind of all guessed. It was literally a last day thing, where at one point they were to be called the Berserkers.
No.
Why do you not like that?
No, they weren't.
What do you mean?
They weren't.
Why do you not believe that?
They weren't. They were not going to be called the Berserkers.
What's wrong with the Berserkers?
No.
Because of the Berserker? Because
of the Berserker.
Former superstar, the Berserker, right?
No.
Okay.
This isn't the thing. It's not real.
I think it makes sense. I quite like it when people call the Berserker. What's wrong with the Berserker?
That might be the only option worse than bloody Viking Experience.
No, the Berserker.
There wouldn't be. They'd be just a joke, wouldn't they?
Oh.
Remember the Berserker back in the day, pulling his faces and whatnot with his funny hat on? Imagine if they came up with funny hats on.
They do. One of them, Rowe comes out with a...
No, that's some war headgear. That was a lovely blonde streak.
But McMahon didn't like the idea of the Berserkers.
Good.
And Viking Experience is the name he went with. But Meltzer was really critical of it. He seems to think that it'll pass and everyone will get used to it, which might be true. It seems to have happened in the past with certain names. But he also said it was change for change's sake.
That's the disconnect between NXT and the main roster bit I don't get, because it's supposedly the third brand, but it's just clearly not. Right. You get invested in these superstars over a long period of time and they're just gone.
Oh, when they brought up Gargano and Ciampa after they'd been feuding for years.
Yeah.
And they were like, you're a tag team
now. Smile, everybody.
Yeah, very frustrating. Next up, All Elite Wrestling have announced the first 2 matches for their Fight for the Fallen event. So just to give a bit of a timeline, the next one later on in May is Double or Nothing. That's in Las Vegas, and then there's Fight for the Fallen, which I believe is in Jacksonville, yes, and it's...
July the 13th, I think it is.
June the 13th.
June the 13th.
I think it's June the 13th, from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, and of course a portion of proceeds from the event will be donated to victims of gun violence, and it'll be their 3rd event. Now, the 2 matches announced are Kenny Omega versus Cena, which is like, he's the former sort of Dragon Gate, like big legend guy.
Well, I know nothing about him apart from what the Young Bucks said and being the Elite. Where, like, when they were getting their start back in 2007, I think it was, they wrestled on a bowler event.
Yep.
And he was there, and he got them booked at Dragon Gate, and then their career sort of took off from there.
Maybe he got people like Gargano booked in Dragon Gate as well.
I imagine he had some. He seems to have quite a bit of influence.
Yeah. Well, he's not in Dragon Gate anymore. He's now the president of ONE, the Chinese wrestling.
OWE.
OWE, sorry, what's ONE? What am I thinking? I've just spelled the word one. Yeah, OWE. And I think a few of their talent have already been kind of signed by AEW as well, and they look really, really promising. They're just insanely athletic.
Yeah.
And then you can tell they're not very experienced, a lot of the roster, but some of the stuff they're doing is like incredible. And also the other match announced, so Omega versus Seema is the first match, that should be good. And the other one announced is Brandy Rose versus Ali. Brandy called someone.
She called Ali, and she was like, "Hello, Ali. We haven't wrestled before, you know. Do you fancy a match?" And she was like, "Yeah, go on then."
But then afterwards, she called someone else.
Yeah, that's where the mystery is.
She was like, "Can you help me out? Come and help me out." And then turn that camera off, she said. And who do you think it's going to be?
I've got no idea.
Okay.
Do you?
I've got no idea. Well, the implication is that it's like an old friend or something, maybe? Or maybe it's Sue Young, because she was feuding with Ali in Impact. But she's still signed to Impact.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know who it could be. No. Leave your guesses down in the comments below. But
insight, analysis, journalism.
Yes, absolutely. Some more wrestlers announced for the event for Fight for the Fallen as well are Cody Rhodes, obviously the Young Bucks, Jericho, Pac, and Hangman Page as well. Yeah, sounds like it could be a very good event. We'll find out more when more matches are announced. Next up, let's go to PW Insider, who are reporting that WWE is closely guarding the details of Daniel Bryan's injury. We know that he sustained some form of injury. I think it was at WrestleMania itself. Yeah. Obviously not bad enough to stop him from completing the match, and thankfully not, because it was an excellent match. But yeah, they've been keeping their cards kind of close to their chest. He was apparently sent home after WrestleMania and hasn't been on the road since. I got really confused there because the PW Insider wording of it is the former NXT star has not been seen on the road since.
That's a long time ago.
I know. What's going on there? I thought he was talking about someone else there. So yeah, apparently WWE are trying to sort of keep information from getting out about the status of his injury, which I think is probably not a good sign, actually. It seems quite serious.
Your first fault being a hack, like we are, is head injury, which is like the worst thing imaginable. But it's wrong to speculate on these kind of things, isn't it? He'll be back when he's back. I'm sure he'll be back. Yeah. Please be back.
Hopefully so, yeah, because he's honestly just very, very good. And who would have thought that after being the most popular babyface since like Austin, he would be
become
such
the
a
most
good heel.
detestable heel.
Yeah, very good stuff. So hopefully Daniel Bryan gets well soon and is back. I'm assuming on SmackDown, but who knows?
Yeah, he didn't get traded, so unless we're going to do some supplemental ones, because obviously Joe surely has to go to Raw after the shake-up, so maybe they will, maybe they won't.
Who knows? We'll see. And finally, so was it you on the video with me when we talked about the RKO boy?
No.
It might have been Sam. So basically, there was a lad called Gianni Sosa. Well, a man, he's 18 technically.
Big Gianni Sosa.
But he's a schoolboy. He got arrested for attempting to RKO his school head teacher.
No, I think that was a disgrace.
If you watch the footage...
He barely even touches him.
He should have got, like, a detention or something for messing about with the teacher. Yeah. But, no, the teacher, like, grabbed him.
What a job's worth that teacher was. Should be ashamed.
It seems like Sosa has been arrested again, though, for... this is according to ABC News. For attempting to RKO, or for successfully RKOing, a fake alligator used in the Falls Shopping Centre in Miami-Dade County. There is also footage of that online too. Now, apparently this happened before the head teacher one, but has been discovered like later on.
He's a serial RKO, is he?
Yeah.
I think this is more arrestable, because obviously it's public property. He's probably lifted it from somewhere and taken it and then RKO'd it.
And he actually touched this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been charged with criminal mischief after damaging the fake alligator, which was valued at $3,690.
They're expensive, the fake alligator.
According to the manager of the mall. I think he's trying to get a bit of extra cash in. Nearly $4,000 for a plastic alligator. I don't know if it's plastic. Yeah, a witness identified Sosa, apparently, after watching video of his March the 30th incident, the head teacher one. And he then confessed to the police, apologising after he was arrested. Oh, sad. Video posted to social media shows the 18-year-old removing his shirt, running to the side of the display, jumping over the barrier and tossing the fake alligator off a rock and into the display pond. He then picked the alligator up and performed the RKO on it. He then pretended to pin the gator.
Did he win?
Well, I'm assuming he did, yeah, after that.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Big victory.
Sosa was taken to the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Centre in Miami-Dade County and booked, that's in English, that's a yellow card in football. He's still facing charges from the mall incident, which came before the RKO attempt at school. He was released without bond in that.
So he's thought to himself, I've got away with this one here. I'm going to do it on my teacher.
Yeah.
And now it's all come crashing down, and it hurts inside.
It's a shame for him, because I just think he's a young kid.
That's such a promising career.
No, I just mean like, we've all done stupid stuff as a teenager.
You just got to make sure you don't get caught. That's the moral of this story, kids. Just get into some mischief, just don't get caught.
And that's the moral, I guess, of the entire video. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll be up with more news updates in the near future. Thanks very much for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments section down below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter at Cultaholic and on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do, then please do check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Cultaholic, where you can pledge. And don't forget, of course, most importantly of all, to hit subscribe and to join us.